Hello, welcome to Car and Bike. My name is Girish Karkera and this is the facelifted version of the 4th generation Mercedes-Benz GLE. Mercedes has already launched this car in India and we've spoken a lot about its overall design and feature list in an extensive video a few days ago, which you can watch right here. But let us find what the changes are all about with an actual in-person experience. Let's deep dive into the new GLE. The GLE may not be the most handsome looking of the lot, but it has presence thanks to its size. The facelift has further given it a fresher and more modern front end, especially on the 450s with its star-studded grille and an AMG designed apron on the front bump. The headline assembly is a lot more complicated to look at. These are multi-beam LED high-performance headlamps with 4 light points complementing the distinctive daytime running lights signet. In profile, it still looks everything like the pre-facelift model, but unique thanks to the glass area behind the C-pillar. Massive 20-inch alloys are also courtesy the AMG line trim. The rear is rather simple and underwhelming. The interior of the taillights have been revised now, formed with 2 horizontal blocks. So they've really improved the interiors on the new GLE. It looks properly plush, properly premium. What you will really like are the way it now gets features which look akin to the new GLS. Like this latest MBUX NTG7 screen with all the features that you probably get in other more premium Mercedes as well. Like for example, the way you can automatically adjust the seat position, the driver's seat position. The use of this real wood, it's all classy and it feels really nice and really plush. There are some things which I thought could be given in a car that is this expensive. Like the front seats doesn't come with massage function. Also things like this door panel which doesn't have a tactile feel to it and you need to push it and pull it rather than just press it and let it come back. This music system, it comes with a 500 watt Burmeister system, 13 speaker. Now we've seen better music system in slightly more cheaper cars. Nevertheless, the sound quality is great. Maybe sincere music buffs would have appreciated a slightly better music system than what they get in this car. But overall, it's a nice place to be in. The seat that I'm sitting in, the driver's seat, one of the most comfortable and easiest to ride SUVs of this size, even in traffic or on the road. The dashboard is near identical to the pre-facelift GLE. But look closely and you will notice how the steering wheel controls have been replaced with sensor surfaces. Takes a bit getting used to. Bigger change is to the display unit, which is the latest generation MBUX interface. There's a whole new range of commands and connectivity options. There is also a colored heads-up display with more detailed information, but we found it a bit intrusive. Thankfully, you can switch it off, even with a "Hey Mercedes" voice command on the go. We did find the voice commands more reliable than the first time we experienced it on the previous generation GLC. At the rear, you'll really appreciate the overall comfortable feel that an SUV can give you, a big SUV can give you. And the new GLE, since there is a lot of room, it even gets enhanced even more. At the rear, with the new GLE, it's essentially a 5-seater. The center passenger may not be the most comfortable, but for those sitting on the sides, this is practically quite a comfortable place to be in. I especially like these soft optional pillows that they've given for the headrest. It's a really nice touch. The angle of the seat is quite comfortable, and so is the amount of under-thigh support. Usually you don't get that with a lot of smaller luxury cars, but in the GLE, since it's a proper size, you get that. There is of course the panoramic sunroof. I'm not a big fan of that. Essentially when it gets warm, it gets really hot inside. The AC at the front was quite nice. At the rear, I think it's a bit of could be better, or you can lower the temperature here. The controls are with you right over here. One of the things that maybe a lot of chauffeur-driven GLE owners will appreciate is a bit of privacy in their car, and the GLE gives that You get sun blinds at the rear. That's a nice touch. In case you're wondering, no, the center armrest is still there. The entire thing folds down, including the headrest, which is there for the center passenger. There is a place to keep your phone. You can either slot it in here. There's also more storage space right here. It is a comfortable 4-seater when you want it to, especially on intercity journeys. A big SUV, great on the highway, then it's great for intercity journeys. So it should have very good luggage space. And that is another plus point of the GLE. Since it is the long wheelbase version, which is also sold as with 3 rows of seats in some markets, but India of course gets only 2, so you get a really large boot, and it is at the same level, which makes it easier to load stuff into the boot. It comes with its own parcel tray, adjustable again, and of course, power tailgate. There are 2 diesel and 1 petrol engine being offered now with the GLE, all mild hybrids. The diesel range has a 300D and a range-topping 450D spec. The GLE driven here is a 450 4MATIC, which features a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder petrol engine with a 9-speed automatic gearbox of the torque converter type. Power goes to all wheels but with a rear bias. Both power and torque are a significant upgrade from the last petrol GLE sold in India. This unit makes close to 376 bhp and a healthy 500 Newton meters of torque. The mild hybrid unit provides a further boost of power of around 20 bhp and 200 Newton meters. This shows in the way the GLE picks up speed from standstill or going through the gears, crawling through traffic. It is totally at ease. Showing urgency isn't met with any resistance, and it glides into 3-digit speeds with minimum of fuss. On the move, the GLE continues to give you some sense of power. Even more so now in this 450 4MATIC avatar, which has brought in substantially more power and torque. A slight tap of the throttle will excite it. It doesn't mind urgency and responds to it with poise. The steering weighs well, but this is a big SUV, so be prepared for some body roll. The ride is quite sorted. While it does pitch and roll a bit, very less jarring or vibrations can be felt inside by the occupants. It is as well insulated for that as it is for outside noise. Visibility at the rear is a bit of a challenge, but nothing the onboard cameras and sensors cannot handle. The GLE is a true SUV. It seems to be tuned for a lot of different road conditions, be it on-road or off-road, and it seems to manage well. This car comes with airmatic suspension, so the air dampeners can alter in real time and give you a very supple ride. So while it can smother the road, it will also be able to ensure that very less is felt by the occupants inside the GLE. While it is debatable whether the GLE will be used more as a chauffeur-driven car or be driven by the owners themselves, but all I can tell you is that if you were to drive this car every day, you would enjoy it thoroughly. The GLE, slotted between the GLC and GLS, competes with the likes of a Audi Q7, BMW X5 and Volvo XC90. It is the most expensive of the lot, but gets a 2-year service package starting at Rs 85,000 only. Mercedes is offering the facelifted GLE in 5 colors. The one featured here is Polar White, while the new color to the palette is Soda Light Blue. Even as Mercedes-Benz is promoting its emission-free EQ range a lot, the manufacturer claims even as much as 85% of this fossil fuel-run GLE can be potentially recycled. Of the 3 variants launched, deliveries for the 450D, the bigger diesel, will start early next year. The GLE has been a fairly successful and popular model in India thanks to its appeal as a full-sized luxury SUV that is capable of handling bad roads. More than 20,000 of these machines are already being sold in India, and it continues to attract customers thanks to its overall appeal. With this facelift, Mercedes has really upped the game for GLE. The interiors are far more fresher. The features are far more practical and modern. One of the biggest assets is the fact that they have upped the power quotient as well with 3 engine options, especially with this Petrol 450. Now the only issue, if there is the fact that the GLE operates in a segment that has fairly capable and affordable rivals, and that would only be its concern. But if you're looking for a fairly full-sized SUV which will up your social quotient, but as well as be capable both in the city and intercity and even places where there are no roads, the GLE 450 will not disappoint you. Thanks for watching Car and Bike. If you've liked this video, do like and share it with your family and friends, and do follow Car and Bike for more such car content.